Classes in session, college basketball, hitting the book show Monday, February the 2nd. Ian Cameron, Connor Mack with you, ready to break down this very small Monday card, as it often is, but we'll break down in depth the two ESPN games on this big, I don't know if they still call it Big Monday, but I still think of it as
Big Monday. It's always Big Monday.
Decades. Still
going to call it Small Monday?
No.
Shit. Bad marketing job. Keep it big.
Yeah. Well, the reason why it was initially called Big Monday is because when it first started, it was Big 12 and Big 10
every
Monday night. But then it switched to ACC and Big 12. And that's pretty much what we get now. We get an ACC game and we get a Big 12 game every Monday night on ESPN, just like tonight. We have Syracuse, North Carolina, and we have Kansas, Texas Tech. So we'll talk about those, and then we'll get into some games we like on the added board.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it brief with Syracuse, North Carolina. We got North Carolina, 11.5-point favorites, 158.5 the total. This is my over of the day. North Carolina is a crazy over machine right now. I think it's 7 straight Tar Heels games that have gone over the total. Cashed an easy one on Saturday. Their game against Georgia Tech flew over the total with plenty of room to spare in that game. Their offense is humming right now. This Visar kid for North Carolina, he's been shooting the ball well, scoring for them of late. And the rest of the supporting cast has been very strong. They're shooting the three. They're scoring inside. This Syracuse team doesn't play trustworthy defense. They'll probably struggle on the road to handle North Carolina. Syracuse can still score some points, though, in my opinion, as well, here in this game on the road. And you do have to factor in, I kind of lean Syracuse just from a spot perspective because North Carolina's got Duke on deck coming up this weekend, the first of the two matchups against their hated rival, the biggest rival. Tough to back Syracuse, though, on the road because they have had some ugly performances, but not sure this is the greatest spot to be laying doubles. I just much prefer the total. Been riding these North Carolina overs lately. Why not one more time here in this one? C-Mac, what do you think? Any opinions? Syracuse, North Carolina?
Yeah, I'm going to stay off this game. I think the over could get there, or even North Carolina's team total. Because one thing with Syracuse, I don't trust them to score. I don't know. I just trust. I've seen them late in ball games, like just give it up. And, they're a bad free throw shooting team. They got to be hitting their jump shots and from three, which I don't think they're great there either. And but North Carolina, do they have a really good defense?
I'm not so sure yet.
I don't think so. So they're at home. This is a big number. I could see this go either way. This was just a pass for me. Nothing.
All right, nothing wrong with that. All right, Kansas and Texas Tech, the second game on ESPN. This total's taken a hit, too, up, just like the first game. We've got Texas Tech 4-point home favorites, 155.5 the total here in this game. I mean, Kansas is rolling. Normally in these spots where, Kansas plays a big game against BYU Saturday at home, they were in charge from start to finish, controlled that game, won comfortably. It got closer than the final score is closer than the way that game played out indicated because Kansas was in control for pretty much that entire game against BYU. I was actually impressed with the way they played at the defensive end. And something that's switch has been flipped here for Kansas because, they lost to UCF on the road. They barely survived TCU at home in overtime, and then they lost to West Virginia on the road. And since then, they've won every game and covered every point spread. They're on a 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread run. It's been very impressive. They've been able to go on the road and win by double digits at Kansas State, go on the road and win by 6 at Colorado, which can sometimes be a tough place to play. So, part of me says difficult to step in front of Kansas right now, but it is a really, really good spot for Texas Tech because they're coming off the loss to a UCF early Saturday afternoon down
Classic
in Orlando.
Spot.
Kansas, short turnaround, right? They played later in the day on Saturday. Big win against BYU. Got to travel to Lubbock for this game on a Monday night. And the home crowd will be in a frenzy there for the Red Raiders. So situational scream, lay the 4 here with Texas Tech. Do you want to step in front of Red Hot Kansas? That's the big question. C-Mac, what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I think the spot's good for Texas Tech. That was one that I wish I just kind of pounded on more was the UCF on the Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like they just take care of business. You're going to want to fade them right when they hit the road. It's just, I see it so often. You know what I thought in this game? It's just such a big game and a little bit of a rivalry. Of course, you see each other. How does this not go over? Like the way they can score the basketball. And at times I've seen this Kansas defense, play well early on in the year, but Texas Tech, they want to get up and down. I mean,
I'm actually shocked at how much faster they're playing under Grant McCaslin this year, because this is a guy that played slow down, half-court, defense-first basketball all those years at North Texas when he coached them all those years. Now all of a sudden they're playing way more run and gun. It's kind of surprising to see it because this coach never usually lets them go like that.
I know. I think he's just – this is the team he has, so he's just like go. But this is moves, of course. We got to tell on the total.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think 155 – I know it was 155 and a half. Like I think there's enough. And definitely full game. I'd want this if it was close. Fouls. As Bano and I were talking in the back, just the stupidity of watching these games and just the fouling and the bad passes and just the idiot, the space cadet. I don't even know how to say it. They're just it's tough to watch. When you got stuff, I was telling him sometimes I just have to remove myself. I just got to turn it off. I got to leave the game cast on.
You're going to throw something at the TV or throw the TV out the window or something like that. Something bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just a fan, it's like they're yelling, but I think you got your money on this shit. That should be flipping me out. Yeah. I'm not. That shit is not cool at all. Yeah. Maybe you want props in this game. Tony the Tiger. What up, my dude? Peterson. I'm sure he'll. You could top all these guys. I kind of was looking at it.
Showcase game for him, maybe for Texas Tech. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so I know there's not a ton of the card, but I do like some of these smaller schools we talk about. Shout out to the Goracle.
Yeah.
$2 dono. My guy, he's on Kansas money. I love to see that shit. Fuck the points. Give me Kansas rolling right now. With Texas Tech, they're super talented, but I don't know about them so much defensively. This is just a good spot for them, I think, off the loss.
Yeah.
At home, play should be bumping. Kansas in town, rolling. Even though they came out beat up by UIU, kind of, dragged on in that game. I'm surprised, what it ended up 8-point win. But it should be good. I'll be watching it. I'm going to look to something live maybe in that game. And still 155, I think there's a little bit of room. This is just moved, too much. I still think you could get over. This series, too, a little bit more defense in these games. We see it. Just big game. But I think they're just too talented offensively that it could get over.
Yeah, no doubt. And certainly, I thought the total was a little lighter initially. Now at 155 and a half, 156. This was as low as 153 and a half. So there's been a decent-sized move here. Peterson had cramps for Kansas in the second half against BYU. Now, they were up comfortably, so they probably were cautious. I think he's going to play. I don't see him on the injury report. Did they manage his minutes? We'll have to wait and see. But he was cramping in the second half of that game. I think he's going to play, though.
I guess with all the money they got now, if they can't get his cramps under control,
get in there. They're paying.
Pump this guy full of those IVs. Shoot him with bananas and vitamin C. Come on. Get the fuck out there. Yeah.
Big TV game like this. Yeah. JT Toppin, I do like the prop, though. I wasn't just kidding.
Yeah.
He's gone over his point prop in 4 of the last 5 games. JT Toppin for Texas Tech. We don't talk props very often, but it's a small slate, so I figured why not throw one in there. I'm going to bet it. Over 22 and a half points, JT Toppin. 4 of the last 5, he's gone over that number. So why not?
They're going to need him big. Yeah.
Yeah, no question. So that'll be a good game. Kansas, Texas Tech. I am looking forward to seeing that one play out. Those are the main 2 games. C-Mac, we'll throw it to you. Obviously, we've got a couple more games on the main board, tons of games on the added board. And you were saying you like the added board tonight. There's a few spots you like, so let's hear them.
Yes, this is my time of year with these sick ass games. Tony, Tiger Hunter, as always. You know what? Shout out for the dono, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
499, my dude,
Appreciate it.
as always. I have bet a little bit of spring training. Like, to me, it's like I used to just stay away from it, but there's certain angles I think to get after it. So I might a little bit. What about you, Ben? You bet any spring training?
It would have to be something strong information.
Yeah.
That I see.
Yeah.
Like where I see everybody's got it's like a double A lineup versus a team that's playing all their starters, that kind of thing. Then maybe I'll bet it. But that's the kind of stuff I look for. Other than that, I don't do too much with spring training baseball.
In spring training, from the starters, from just they go an inning or two to the end of spring training where they'll stretch it to 4.
Right.
I'll look first 5. There's a whole thing to it. Well, of course, with baseball, so much goddamn analytics. Like it's even wilder.
Handicapping. That's what it is, spring training. You're not betting opinion. Yeah. You're not betting, this team's better than that team. No, you're betting information. Who's in, who's out, how long are they playing for, how long is the starter going, starting pitcher, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely something. Like it's a different style, just like you were talking about. So, and I love that, So we're talking. This is who we are. I love the gamble. So, we might have a little bit rolling there. But yeah, let's get to this. I have a couple here. This one's not on. This is on the main board here. I think they win again at home. This is a bad basketball team, Babano. That I only took them 1 out of the 2. I didn't take them the other day, and they won again. The numbers were short, and they're not getting points here. That's Sac State. I just think this team's going to score at home. They're 8-1. They were forever on the road. They don't get to play at home.
Weber's not good on the road lately either. You look at these last few Weber State road games, not impressive.
Yeah, definitely not. This is a game.
Yeah,
I just thought this could go over. I'm not really interested at this price, but it seems like at home, I think they've been averaging 85 points, basically. Sac State, right around there, 85 or 86.
You got my notes, C-Mac. I was for my part of this discussion, I'm on it. Sacramento State plus the 2. I'm on the over as well. I'm on both. Over the total.
Yeah.
Sac State, both of them. Yep. Totally.
Yeah. Agree. You grab the 1 money line, even money right around there. Might as well. I think they win again. And a total team that just is still bad defensively. That's why this could go over, and it's a little bit. I want them at home dogs to be safe a little bit. I think about when I look at these schools, but just a little bit of a different team. I kind of jumped on them in this time last year, and I just didn't bet them. I might have bet them once, and because they were just play better teams and just get steamrolled in non-conference. And but yeah, I think they could win 3 straight. I'm not that big on Weber. Let's get to it.
You're not kidding about the games there. Like I've been feasting on this team over the total. I've talked about this.
Yeah, you have. Yeah,
an over machine for me much of the season, and I agree. I think it's an over spot tonight once again.
Well, you hit it. This is my best bet. I'm a little angry. I didn't get +4. I have it sitting there. It's -115. Line change. There's just 3.5. There's 3 now. I'm on Stephen F. Austin.
You're going to
this team
again, huh? There you go. Yeah.
Fade on the road. These 2 teams are so equal to me. There's a few outlying things. I think this game should be a pick 'em. Right. I think they're giving too much love to McNeese. No. I no offense. They're very good for this conference. I just don't think they should be laying points. Stephen F. Austin. I was talking about, and I think they're not correcting how bad this team has been a little bit. I mean, a decent basketball school the last couple of years, having it rough.
Yeah.
And I don't love, but they're a dog here. I don't love, they can't make free throws. They don't get to the free throw line, and they don't make them, which if they were a favorite, me, that's automatic no bet. When I see that, that's one of my rules. Like, you're laying 5, and you can't fucking make free throws. Right. That's talk about at the end of a game going bonkers on a bet. That's me. If you shoot 65%, fuck, you ain't getting my money, especially one of these smaller schools. So, but Stephen F. Austin, you know what? Also in this game, this total's moved up 2.5. Babano, I see it more of an under game. Both of these defenses rate pretty good for who they are. First matchup was 66-64. I just see a game like that.
Well,
Unless
McNeese, people fall in love with McNeese because it's the name, and they figure this is just a team that's high flying and scores. They're not always efficient offensively, and they're not bad. They're pretty actually solid defensively. So I think people get their total misrepresented.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I just I think this is more of a slower type game. I'm tempted here. I might be on this under as well, but yeah, plus 3.5. Stephen F. Austin at home playing good basketball. I think we got value here. If Nice goes in there, shoves it to him, beats him both times, I could tip my cap to that. But I see value here all day long. A couple more. You know what? We got the real crazy games, which I always love. Like on a Monday like this, of course we see it on a Saturday. There's just so many games. You want to see one ugly one? I haven't bet it, but I'd like to. If I was getting 17, I think I'd be on it. Coppin State. How sick is this? 3-20. Horrible. I don't think Howard is very good at all. It's just Coppin State's that bad. You see this team.
Yeah.
The turnovers, the defense, it's just like every category. Like when you're 355, 360, like in everything you check, it's like it's tough to take. But I'd look out today. I couldn't do it. And there's one more I have here. Let me see it, then I'll throw it to you. I had it that I kind of liked. It is. Maybe I don't. Where can I find it? Alcorn State. Alcorn State here. You talk about another 4-16 team. Yep. Grambling is flat out better. I don't think they should be in lane 5, really, to anybody. These two teams know each other so well. Like they see each other all the time, and they know each other. Grambling, just another team. This is just another one. Alcorn, and it's a little bit. So when I go through the stuff, like I started to take this years ago a little bit and take, because it's been so prominent, the non-conference, and keeping those numbers separate and redoing all my numbers in. You know what I mean? Because when you see it, how bad they are. It's just now they're playing the teams that they're close with here, in conference. So that's where I think there's value here with
we talk about
Alcorn
this
State
very concept every year. That teams suck in non-conference doesn't mean you don't bet on them once conference play starts.
Oh yeah,
how many?
You wouldn't catch me dead taking these teams for the most part. Yeah. I don't. Maybe they're catching 38. I don't know. Maybe you know what I mean? But yeah, exactly.
It's like two different college basketball seasons in one. The non-conference, you do have to separate it from the conference season. Like Alcorn State was miserable early in the season. Terrible. There's no denying that whatsoever. But you look at them just from a point spread standpoint now here in conference play, they're a machine. They've covered, 6 of their last 8? It looks like 7 of their last 8. They're 7-1. Against the spread, their last.
Don't be giving away the secrets. It's not a secret.
It's true, though.
You can see it. No, I'm joking. Everyone can see it. I was just saying, come on now.
Yep.
Come on.
They're undervalued, and because they were so bad early, getting their asses kicked and failing to cover night in, night out, and now this 7-1 ATS run, because of it, they're 12-8 against the spread on the season now. So they've come all the way back to be profitable for their backers overall this season, Alcorn State. So these are the teams you make money with in conference play. They get their teeth kicked in early, and then they're valued, or they're undervalued. And there's value with them just as they start to play better and more competitively, in conference play. And we're definitely seeing that with Alcorn State. All right, for me, C-Mac already hit on Sacramento State in the over. I like that quite a bit. I'm on Tennessee Tech. You're talking about an in-state battle here. Give me Tennessee Tech, revenge spot. I like these spots. Tennessee Tech lost at home to Tennessee State in the first meeting. Now with revenge, catching points on the road in the rematch. You've said this angle for years, too. It's usually good for the road dog when they lost the first game at home to that same team. So that's why I like Tennessee Tech. Okay. They're plus 8.5 against Tennessee State. That's an over, I think, as well. There should be some points scored in that game with Tennessee Tech and Tennessee State. And then on the added board, not as much as CMAC with the added board, but there's a couple. I'm on Northwestern State. Small little there against Nicholls State. I think that's a good side. They still have a pretty solid home record overall at Northwestern State. Nickels can be flighty, particularly away from home, so I don't mind that. So that's one I'm on. What else? I did a Lamar and New Orleans money line parlay. I think they both win. I didn't feel totally comfortable laying 5.5 with Lamar, but I decided Lamar and New Orleans money line parlay. I do think they both win their respective games, and I like the over in the Gardner Webb game. Gardner Webb, Charleston Southern. I think there'll be points scored in that one. That's about it.
I think it's a good Lamar. I don't want to lay points for them, but I think it's a game at home. They get the job done. You're talking about after that tight loss that they just had Saturday. And I looked at New Orleans. I glanced at thinking this it could get over.
Yeah.
With them, and if I think they win, it will. Like it seems like they're going to get, plus 75, 80 points if they can. It just wasn't enough for me to move on. That's about it.
That's it. Exactly.
Any other games? Any questions? Nichols, you were on that. Okay, we talked that. Houston Christian. Texas, I can't do it. Pass for me there. Some of these, I couldn't get there. Bethune-Cookman, you want to take them, Bavana? -2? I don't think you do.
I don't personally.
Yeah. You said I don't personally.
No.
All right.
Like I said, but I'm not in love with taking Alabama A&M either, but yeah, that one I totally stayed off. Good stuff. Appreciate you guys. T-Moss 7, Gerald Jones, Sing Wan, Serge Brook, Gerald, Mark Navarez, Tony the Tiger Hunter, Steven Jackson, Gorky, PlayStation 3, Gameplay 111, Matty Ice. Good to see Matty Ice in the chat as well. South Dakota was a great call. You talk about a sweat and why CMAC has a hard time watching these games. Could you imagine watching that South Dakota game on Saturday? That game went to overtime. You thought you were out of it. They pulled you back in. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, crazy.
Don't even talk about it.
Yeah, it's just a roller coaster, that game. And the game we were talking about where these kids frustrate you, Sunday, it was Cleveland State, Milwaukee, Horizon League basketball. Milwaukee is down the whole game. They tie it with a 3 with like 4 seconds left. All you got to do is just play defense. The game's tied. You're going to go to overtime. This kid for Milwaukee fucking fouls a Cleveland State player. They were already in the bonus. In a tie game with like 3 seconds left, it puts Cleveland State on the free throw line for free throws to win the game. You can't script how stupid that is, how brain freeze, brain lock moment that was. Terrible mental mistake. Terrible gaffe at the end of that game by Milwaukee. Brutal. And that's what coaches have to deal with. These kids, sometimes they forget the time, the score, and the situation. That's exactly what happened there. Brutal stuff.
Yeah, it's like they I wouldn't even want to say it. Yeah, we're in this space. I shouldn't even say that. It's already been going on. It's been going on for now forever.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy. But yeah, Holy Cross. I looked at Holy Cross. I would take them, but it wasn't enough for me to bet. Holy Cross here at home. Boston, Holy Cross. Boston losing a bunch lately. I don't really trust them. They don't trust their defense, but I'd take Holy Cross in that game if I had to. Looking at it earlier today. What about you?
Yeah, I lean Holy Cross again. No bet.
Holy Cross.
Yeah, I did lean a little bit there with Holy Cross. But great stuff. Great show. We'll wrap it up now with best bets. And again, tomorrow we're back with a little bit of a stronger slate tomorrow on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So make sure you join us 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Members only shows. We thank all of our Hitting the Books YouTube channel members for being members of the channel, and we'll be with you for Wednesday and Friday. As always, members only shows, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, Wednesday and Friday. And Friday will be our deep dive.
There you go. Yeah, Mark.
Complete top to bottom, front to back Super Bowl preview on Friday in the members only show.
I got the packet.
Props, side total, you name it.
I got the packet this weekend. Yeah, get to the book.
Yeah.
Get there, sit, watch college basketball all day.
Yeah.
Slowly go through the packet. I do that all the time, Ben. When I go through these games, it's a little bit with the props because there's so many of them, and you don't want to jump on. I know this is a Super Bowl, but it's like it's just not worth the bet. So, but it's going through them. I'll take that thing and throw it for another day. I just got it. Maybe not to. Then I'll go back to it. And you know what I mean. Because there's there's every fucking thing,
Of course.
You can bet
no doubt.
on the board.
You have to remember that. Plug boy is Jorge Herrera, and Jorge Herrera is plug boy.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me that.
Okay.
So I will say Jorge Herrera maybe next time.
Shout out
stuff indeed. Shout out to Jorge. We appreciate it. Shout out to all of you and our members, especially Wednesdays, Fridays, every single week with the members only shows at 5 p.m. Eastern. And again, Friday's the big one, man. Full Super Bowl preview. You're not going to want to miss it. I'll give you tons of props coming your way on the Friday show.
I like to hear that.
Stay tuned for that. Oh yeah, I've already found like at least a dozen that I like, and I bet already.
Woo!
A dozen. And it might be more by the time we get to Friday. But like I said, there's definitely a lot to like here on the. I already gave you the one that I hit immediately, and that was Walker over receiving yards. I love that prop. Kenneth Walker over receiving yards for the Seahawks in that one. All right, let's wrap it up, C-Mac. It's that time. Best bet. What do you got?
Best bet. 3.5's fine. Stephen F. Austin. Give it to him. The game's tied. I think they went outright. Take the 3.5 points. Stephen F. Austin, best bet. Plus 3.5.
Yeah, give me that Syracuse, North Carolina over 157.5 at FanDuel. 157.5 is still there. 7 straight overs for North Kakalaki. We've been on a few of them. We were on the Georgia Tech, North Carolina over the other day on Saturday. Let's go with that. Syracuse, North Carolina over 157.5 for a best bet. Actually, for a Monday card, it's a solid card. There's a lot to like for just a small slate. So hopefully it plays out well for both of us. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will see you tomorrow on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the College Basketball Hitting the Book Show. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.